Dr. Disrespect. A 42-year-old gamer has been banned from Twitch, demonetized from YouTube, and is practically kicked out of esports circles today. Real name Herschel Beam IV. He has been a massive success in the space, leading to a ton of brand deals, including with the NFL's San Francisco 49ers. Oh, and he's big friends with this guy.
There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland.
And Nick Merckx was the guy who once reeled, yeah, bro, we must save the children. We gotta save the children and protect the children. When he, among plenty of illogical, misinformed conservatives, railed against something that they didn't even know about. Dr. Disrespect also hung out with Tim the Tapman. They have a history too. We would learn of the reason for Doc's banishment from Cody Connors, an ex-Twitch employee, when he tweeted what you see on your screens right now. This was later corroborated by a second Twitch employee who spoke with The Verge on the condition of anonymity. Using the platform's messaging system called Whispers, did the doc. This employee, they wrote, worked at Twitch at the time of Doc's ban in 2020. Then we bring in Rolling Stone's Mike Lee and Rod Breslow, who would confirm all of this through internal Twitch comms and their interviews with sources who have knowledge of the sitch. Yes, he sexted with somebody that was underage. Yes, he tried to meet up with that person at TwitchCon. When findings came to light, it wasn't just YouTube and Twitch. Discord also cut ties with Beam. But Midnight Society, a gaming company he co-founded, did so as well. In Doc's lengthy statement on Twitter, he claims these were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared. No crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. Now, from Breslow and Lee, a former Twitch trust and safety employee who worked for the platform at the time Doc was banned and has direct knowledge of the matter, confirmed to their newspaper, Rolling Stone, that Beam continued to send sexually graphic messages to this underage person he knew to not be of age. This former employee, who requested anonymity to avoid jeopardizing their career, also said that crucial elements of Beam's latest defensive tweet are inaccurate. Ouch.
I ask this question to everybody who surfaces in one of my investigations. Would you be comfortable if another adult, and this guy's like 42 years old now, approached your child and said things like you said to this child? And the answer invariably is no, it wouldn't be all right. The next question is, then why did you think it was all right? And we have not gotten an answer from Dr. Disrespect on this matter so far.
Law and Crime Network would interview Chris Hansen on the subject in a must-watch piece that we will link in the description box. After reading Doc's statement, Hansen would react once more.
It shows a clear lack of judgment that he would even enter into a conversation like this with somebody who's underage, even though it was back in 2017. You know, it's a man in his 30s at the time. And what are you thinking? He was not criminally charged. And maybe he's not a predator or a pedophile, and there's no indication to say that he is. But why are you having the conversation? It may not be a felony or a misdemeanor, but it shows very poor judgment. And so why do you even have the conversation?
Breslow would also hop on Hassan Piker's Twitch stream and go over the following. Take a look.
I recall that Dr. Disrespect was made aware by the individual that they were underage during the conversation, after which he indicated that this was no problem and continued on. The former employee says, there was no confusion. Messages sent after this was acknowledged were no less graphic and in sexually explicit nature than before. And I think more than the categorization of leaning too much in the direction of being inappropriate might indicate.
That was how he described it, in his own quote. From what I understand and have been told, it was far from far away from how he described it. The other major reporting section is that I was able to get a quote from Ryan Wyatt, otherwise known as Fwiz. He was the global head of gaming partnerships.
Yeah.
He basically ran YouTube gaming since the launch of YouTube gaming all the way through up until I believe 2 years ago. So he was like the guy who did everything over there, and he confirmed to me for the first time that Dr. Disrespect was never offered an exclusive contract. Dr. Disrespect never got a partnership because he was told by investigative journalists and a Twitch employee privately some of the rumors that were going on beforehand. But that's why Doc was never even considered for that.
Adding on further via Dexerto, Twitch reported Dr. Disrespect to the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, over the explicit nature of his messages to an underage person. However, Breslow, along with other fine journalists in the space, did tons of public records requests and came up empty, which is pretty surprising. And in essence means that if a report was made, that it either hasn't gone anywhere or that there's an investigation underway. However, Twitch hasn't been afraid to threaten legal action against those on their platform who engage in sexual misconduct in the past. So now we know why. Now we know why a very famous streamer had the plug pulled on his deal. He says that they settled. It appears that is the case. And why they terminated that relationship. In the Rolling Stone piece, it seems like Twitch did a lot of good, but it also feels like there is just a layer missing here. And I don't know specifically what that is. I'm not going to give different theories because then it's just leading into speculation, but I feel like there's just a slab missing from this story. The doc is claiming nothing illegal happened. It was very weird in his long tweet statement that he put minor in there and then took it out, and then people realized it, and then he put it back in. I thought that was odd. But overall, a terrible, terrible sequence of events. And not only does it make the platform look bad, it makes him look worse.